The scene starts with a black screen and then reveals a beautiful snowy landscape. Tall trees, heavy with frost, line the horizon, creating a peaceful and magical atmosphere.
Residences like MacDowell give you the space and time.
The scene changes to a quiet part of landscape. Next to it is a large tree with twisted branches reaching wide into the clear winter sky.
To work on incredibly challenging and dark material.
The scene transitions to an image featuring a structural design associated with the themes of painting, art, and visual arts.
In a space where
the scene shifts to a woman wearing a white tracksuit, spinning in circles while holding a colorful piece of cloth.
all your needs are met.
The scene changes to a woman in a white jacket walking on snow with her footprints visible behind her.
And you're around other bright, creative people who are doing similar.
The next scene features a dining table where 4 people are sitting and engaged in conversation.
Different work, but just, comparable work.
The scene depicts a chef organizing jars and packets in a large kitchen. She is wearing a green sweatshirt and brown track pants, along with an apron.
And it's nourishing and it's exciting.
The next scene shows a man in an off-white hoodie arranging baskets in the utility vehicle. The next scene depicts a woman writing at a study table illuminated by a desk lamp.
I just think that the place is sacred.
The scene features a man in a colorful shirt reading a book while sitting in a relaxing chair, a table in front of him, and a window behind.
For me, it all comes down to MacDowell doesn't require anything of the artist.
A man retrieves a basket from the utility vehicle and returns indoors. He places the basket on a small table surrounded by several small chairs.
In almost every other circumstance,
the scene changes to a woman wearing a long blue coat as she walks to the piano in her room.
Every grant, every other residency.
The scene shifts to a man sitting at a PC in a dimly lit room. He is wearing a multicolored shirt and is seated on a chair with a lamp beside the computer and another lamp behind him.
It requires something, and I think that's really what is so important about this experience.
The scene depicts a man walking through the snow with an ice saw sword, surrounded by tall trees.
It's pretty extraordinary, I think.
The scene depicts a woman dressed in a white jacket and white pants, holding a yellow and red flag, dancing in the snow, spinning in circles, surrounded by huge trees. The sun is shining brightly on the snow, creating a beautiful atmosphere.
I know that one of the things I love about this place is...
The next scene shifts to a wooden plaque featuring a list of artists' names and their disciplines. A woman wearing a blue sweater is writing on that plaque with a white pen.
It's just meeting all of the artists.
The scene changes to a man who is cutting the ice on a pond with an ice saw sword.
To actually see people's work and what they're doing, what they've done.
The scene shifts to a scenic view of huge trees covered in snow from a bird's eye perspective. The scene shifts to a scenic aerial view of large green trees, leading to a mountain in the distance.
Now, that's been my experience here. It's my first time, and I didn't really know what to expect.
The next scene features a woman wearing a red hoodie and a bandana on her head, carrying a gray wheel bag.
I mean, I'd sort of read the literature. I knew about the sort of...
The scene shifts to a woman approaching a stone building.
Legendary MacDowell.
The scene displays a white wall with colorful letters printed on it in 3 3x3 letter format, which reads MacDowell.
Residencies.
The scene shifts to black and white images of various artistic personalities. The next scene presents a top view of the roof of a cabin. A woman steps out of the cabin holding a painting in one hand and a paintbrush in the other. She places the painting in a corner of a windowsill.
When I got here, it was just this absolute blissful discovery of the supported solitude.
The scene shifts to a woman walking inside a cabin. The scene depicts a woman drawing on white paper with a pencil. She appears very focused, wearing a yellow painter's overall and a black t-shirt. The scene shifts to a room filled with various paintings. A middle-aged man wearing a mustard-colored jacket and beige pants is present. The room is quite messy, and it contains a diverse collection of artwork. The next scene shows an old cabin made of stone, and it is a sunny day with a top view of the trees. The scene shifts to 2 girls walking down a road. Both are wearing glasses and carrying backpacks. The scene transitions to a top view of a building. The interior of the building is lavishly decorated. The scene shifts to the interior of a library where two women are studying.
I have spent some time in the library reading some of the other participants' poetry or essays or their books, and it's been really incredible.
The scene focuses on a corner of the library where a man is researching on his laptop, dressed in a loose-fitting white shirt. The scene shifts to a woman working at two computer monitors with a laptop in front of her. She sticks notes on the wall and is wearing a black cardigan. The scene shifts to a woman placing sketches and drawings on a whiteboard in a room.
On the most challenging of those days, either the work isn't going the way you wanted it to or you're dealing with intense material, I always look forward to dinner.
The scene shows a different view of women walking in front of a window.
Going back and seeing people and hearing how their days were.
The scene depicts a large white building. Inside, a group of people are having lunch together. They are seated around a dining table, engaged in conversation and savoring their food.
You're going to dinner together, you're talking, you have your lunch delivered, but here you can choose whether or not you want to work in your studio.
The scene transitions to a green grass field where a man rides his bicycle.
I really like that.
The scene shifts to a woman opening a picnic basket on a table. The scene transitions to a woman painting on a canvas, hung on a wall in a room with blue paint and a brush in her hand.
That's the special thing about MacDowell, is that they really care so much. They don't want to bother you with any practical need. Everything is just supported so you can just get to work.
The scene shifts to a man wearing a shirt with leaves printed on it, holding a roller in his hand as he paints a serene color onto a surface. The scene then transitions to various artists engaged in painting, coloring, and cutting in different styles. The scene transitions to a person typing on a typewriter, accompanied by images of specific pictures, including a strategic graph and sketches. The scene shifts to a bird's eye view of the farm, where a woman wearing a sun hat and a pink jumpsuit walks with a shovel in her hand.
You're always pulled back into reality.
The scene changes to the interior of a large room where two people are playing table tennis while two women are talking with each other in the living room area.
By a positive other person who is also working through a similar process.
The scene shifts to a dancer adjusting rigging, then floating as she performs aerial work in her wheelchair.
Which makes it feel much more normal, makes it feel much more lighter, and I think lends itself to producing work. Not as a machine, but as a thinking, feeling being, yeah.
The next scene depicts a bird's eye view of the area, showcasing the lush greenery and a mountain at the end.
I feel like as long as we keep these incubation spaces like MacDowell.
The screen displays various artworks and performances, and people are applauding for them.
Alive and well and thriving. Personally, I have benefited and I'm watching other people do the same.
The scene displays many wooden plaques adorned with artists' names who have attended the MacDowell Residency. The scene presents a top view of the Residency in Peterborough, New Hampshire, amidst a lush green landscape with the backdrop of the Wapak Mountains. The screen displays the logo MacDowell in 3x3 lettered format and transparent background lettering with many trees behind from top view. The screen displays a black background featuring the names of the contributors to the program. The text in white reads, Voices of 2023 to 2024 Fellows in order of appearance. Sarah Weinman, nonfiction writer. Andrew Ondrejkak, interdisciplinary and performance artist. Susan Steinberg, fiction writer. Lauren Cohen, mixed media artist. Jennifer Krasinski, nonfiction writer and librettist. Ingrid Jungerman, screenwriter and director. Morgan Quaintance, filmmaker. Thanks to all our fellows, especially those who invited us into their studios and quiet spaces. Kevin Benham, Doga Kavdir, Shayok Misha Chowdhury, Madeline Cravens, David DeGusta, A. Kendra Green, David Hightone, Digvijay Singh Jadeja, August Lamb, Lisa Lehman, Liz Miller, Migiwa Miyajima, Julie Moon, Bonita Oliver, Alice Shepard, Amy Taluto, and Zui Chen Vance. Special thanks to the staff of MacDowell. Focus on Fellows, Copyrighted 2024. A film by Conval Media. Music and sound by Echo Finch. Editing by Matt Cooney. Production by Jonathan Gourlay. Visit MacDowell.org. Follow us at MacDowell1907.